We back for another one. It's the album review club. Y'all already know. And we got a big announcement for y'all today too. Dang, boy. Every week, you get uglier and uglier.
Don't hate. Don't be mad. Well, yeah, this time might be the case. I ain't gonna lie. Woo. Thank you. Hey, what up, buddy? Look at
What's
this
happening, man?
man. Look at this
Man,
man. Well, he about to go raiding some Viking ships, huh? This man might be good in a shield wall or something.
go ahead and show the
Oh,
lights. Go ahead.
okay. You know what I'm saying, man. Just got these done on Friday. Trying to look extra fresh. Doing my
Uh,
thing.
Hey, go
oh
ahead.
man,
Compliment, man.
Huh?
Give him a compliment.
Oh.
he looks good, man. Everybody looks
Thank you,
good.
thank you.
Everyone
That's I
looks like,
appreciate it, man.
of course, brother. We got. It's always positivity until a bad album comes out. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out, but we're gonna have to go into it.
Hey,
Hold
he, he
on,
got
bro.
he, he got
Hold on. I gotta say my catchphrase. Car ain't got no roof. Hey, yo, car ain't got no roof. That's me. What's going on? It's Foo and Woo, 40 and cheddar. But back to Foo, because I'm the. Don't get me started, bro. What's going on, man? What's happening?
Hey, it is another one. This is what week number 6.
Take that. Take that.
This is week number 6. So hey yo, shout out
Okay.
y'all, man. Shout out y'all.
Hey,
We
Take
number
y'all props.
6.
Shoot. Once again, like last week, we apologize for how 40 was acting. We apologize for what he was dressed in. We just apologize altogether. It's unacceptable for us to allow that.
Just the whole thing. Just the whole thing. You know how sometimes when you apologize for one thing in particular. This is one of those situations where it's just like, oh, the unc came to the wedding, but he was drunk and also he had a gun and he had a warrant. It's just everything about him showing up was bad. So we apologize for that. But however, we sent unc to rehab this week. You know what I'm saying? We talked to him. We're like, oh, you got a problem. And now he's good. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens. But we confident that 40's fixed.
Oh, Lord, we about to see what he got going on. But
that's it.
hey, shout out Smooth, Abstract, Koji. I already know. Shout out to them. Shoot, I don't even know who that is. But yeah.
That's it.
Hey, 40, what happened to you?
Gotta rub it against the skin right quick with the jacket, no tails.
Oh God.
That rehab didn't work.
All
Actually, I
right.
don't like it. I might
All
be
right,
fine
man.
with that.
I tried, bro. We tried, bro. We're gonna see what happens, but we tried.
We apologize for,
I'm
for
playing.
what Aunt got going on. Uh, Drew, hey, Pulo, tell them what we got going on our end. Tell them what's popping right now.
All right, bro. So here's the deal, Big Dog. We appreciate everybody tuning in week after week after week after week, back to back to back. No drizzy. I just want to go ahead and say, hey, man. We started a YouTube page. YouTube page already got started. Straight Loud Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Tune in with us, fuck with us. A lot of the lives that we have up here are going to be then reposted over there. So that's one thing. Going to make it a little bit easier for the people to search us, share the links, like the links, all that stuff. It's gonna be a couple different things on this channel. We're gonna roll that out when it like actually starts to come out. But however, it's not just gonna be music. You know what I'm saying? We also play games. We pay attention to politics. Woo is over here one of the preeminent political journalists of our times. See, y'all didn't even know that.
I
So
didn't
that's
know
why you got to stay tuned. Yeah, exactly. See, Cheddar didn't even know that. But
And
however, there's gonna be certain moments where it's gonna be woo and foo, foo and woo. We're gonna be talking about all types of shit, big dog. So fuck with us. Straight Loud Entertainment, bro. Check it out.
man, and in my journalism, I had to go to school, and when I went to school, I had to graduate. So today we did graduation by Kanye.
Segue. Segue.
This is the tale of the tape. Since we all that good stuff out the window, it's his third studio album, and it debuted at #1 on the Billboard Top 200, selling 957K first week.
900,000?
957,000 first week.
That's way more thousands than I thought.
It went it went quintuple platinum.
What? Right here, you being for real?
Quintuple platinum.
God damn. God damn.
With that came a Grammy for best album. All right. It
He,
had
whoa. He also won the Grammy for. I didn't look this album up like that as far as the accolades. He won best album.
best rap album. So it was led with 5 singles. Can't Tell Me Nothing. That went 4 times. Stronger. That went diamond. Good Life went 4 times and it had, a sprinkle of awards. Flashing Lights 6 times and Homecoming 3 times. So
I don't know what the Homecoming was, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
so I brought to the table obvious
Wait,
heavyweight.
Quick question. Do you have the numbers for how much 50 sold that year?
It was less than it was less than 957 first week.
For the first week. We're not start. You know what? All right.
But I mean, because y'all remember they had that whole competition going on back then where 50 Cent was supposed to retire if Kanye.
Yeah, it was the whole competition was I'm gonna sell more than you first week. And what happened is both their albums ended up going platinum. It's just Kanye's went platinum with a higher number first.
On where it dropped, was it Curtis?
I think it was the Massacre.
Which fire album we about that? You guys want to exist in this world where 50 ain't never dropped nothing hot. All right, go ahead.
I hate to tell y'all it was Curtis. And Curtis went.
Oh, in that case, 50 should have been a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like this is a crazy album to go up against. I don't think anybody from this time could have gone like, hey, yo, man, I'll go album release with Kanye.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. That's not funny.
2007. Yeah, man. Like I don't think there was another person who could do it, bro. Like I know Cheddar's man is T.I., but T.I. might have got TDJ swallowed up. Yo, he might have got swallowed up, bro. Be real.
But Curtis did 691 first week.
Yeah.
That's right. Only
he
because
was being carried by that.
Shout out to 50 only because that album was the beginning of the downfall. Let's be very clear.
Damn. It was number 2 though.
Boom. But go ahead, do your thing.
And I don't think it went platinum on that and all that stuff.
All right.
So quite some differences in those. But I mean, I remember when this dropped. This was in. We played this a lot. In fact, funny story. Cheddar actually gave this CD to me for my birthday that year.
Oh.
Outside childhood friend.
We go way back. We go
Probably my
way
best friend ever. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, so I remember every song up here. I know most of the words about everything up here. I can run it from the rooter to the tutor. That's that's graduation in a bundle for me. But I mean, full of what you remember about this?
Bro, so here's the deal. I was a little bit late to the party. Ain't gonna cap, bro. So I remember the only song I heard off of this when it came out, there were two. It was Stronger and it was Can't Tell Me Nothing. And I like in my mind, I didn't really connect that they were part of the same album. So fast forward 2, 3 years later, I'm like randomly going through like Kanye's discography, and I was like, okay, I bought the Dropout. Like when College Dropout dropped, I bought that immediately. I didn't really listen to Graduation. I like 2, 3 years later, so like 2010, 2011. I was like randomly going through Graduation, and I was like, this shit is like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. I was like, this shit is crazy. So my memory is a little bit different because like I didn't listen to it upon release. It was more like in retrospect, and in retrospect, this is like one of my favorite Kanye albums, like period. Like one of my favorite Kanye albums by far. And like this is one of the albums that like when I talk about his impact as an artist, or when I talk about why it's like, yo, when we talk about spitters and we talk about like major MCs in hip hop, it's like y'all be trying to act like Kanye didn't do it or not. Like no, he did it at a very very high level and dominated a period. And the craziest thing about Graduation is that he followed it up with a bunch of other shit. He followed it up with My Beautiful Twisted Fantasy. He followed it up with Watch the Throne. He followed it up with Jesus. Like it. This is like a crazy album because I feel like this is the album where he left Earth. Like College Dropout was strong, great album. Graduations where he's like left Earth, where he's like, oh no, like this nigga's gonna like define music for a couple years, and then come to find out, we in 2024. It was like a 15-year run. If we're gonna be real, it was like a 15 strong year run where like people were going back to Kanye's music and being like, "This is wild." Like for instance, and I'll pass it to Cheddar. He just did that concert in South Korea, and he went 72 songs deep with a Ty Dolla Sign. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like when you think about like how many songs you have to have on a certain level to do an arena where you go 72 songs deep. Like someone posted in the comments of one of the videos I was watching, they were like, "There's no one who can go track for track with Kanye." Looked at the set list, and I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Nah, man. Go ahead. Go
Hey,
ahead, Cheddar, man. Go ahead.
before we pass it to Cheddar, we after we got off the live last week, we had a very detailed, in-depth conversation, and we feel like Fullo
Oh,
might have
I almost forgot.
overstepped some lines, and some accuracy was kind of misconstrued in his opinion. But we'll come back to that. Cheddar.
I
Like,
almost completely
yo,
forgot about that. Actually, I almost completely forgot. But I mean, I don't have too much to say about this. Like, it was a solid album for me. It's like one of those few albums back in the day that like I listened to front to back, rarely any skips, if any. Like it was a solid album that I remember playing, like I said, over and over again. And so, I was surprised going back to it, and just there's a lot of songs that I forgot wrong Graduation. I was like, as soon as they started playing, the words came back, the beats came. I'm like, oh man, this was all this was on this. Yeah, of course I listened to it front to back, no skips. There's a lot of joints on here I forgot about. It's been a minute, but they're back on the rotation. They're back in rotation now. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I'm going to pass that to Justin.
uh, all right. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, like it's been stated like this is one of those albums that because College Dropout, Late Registration, they had so many classic songs that you just couldn't help but pay attention to Kanye at the time. He was doing stuff musically that was like crazy, the way he was sampling stuff, the way he was just bringing stuff. And Kanye, like even to this day, I'm still finding random samples because Spotify will just be like, "Hey man, you want to hear this group from Germany?" And I'm like, "Of course." And then it's like, "Oh, this is where he sampled Drunken Hot Girls from a random experimental group from Germany." Okay, Kanye, I don't know where you found this album. I don't know why you did this, but okay. And I can't help but like respect him for doing stuff like that. I remember I got this album. I literally bought this CD in a Target, and I remember the day because I remember it came out, and I was like, all right, I gotta go check it out. Went to Target, was like, Mom, can you take me? I want to go. I want to get a Kanye album, and I picked it up, and I was like, I was listening to it for like weeks. I'm surprised that listening to it again, I enjoyed it as much as I did when I first picked it up. That is crazy. And there's songs that now that I've matured, certain things I can start to like. Some things I used to like when I was a kid that I can tell I was like, not really as much into it. And then stuff that I used to not care about, I start caring about more because I'm older. I start to understand a little bit more of the nuance. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pass it back off, brother. Woo.
Man. So I guess I mean, I'm just going ahead and put this in early consideration. This might be another classic. I'm on the scale that we have. On the scale that we have, this go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So here's the thing, right? You, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying the way you said it is kind of goofy. Like I love you, much respect. I know what you're trying to say, but saying that the graduation album might be a classic is like saying that man, water might be wet. I mean, at that point, let's just be honest here. This album had everything
Up
from
the conclusions and be like, oh man,
Nah, nah. Hold on.
put
I
up
hate to
to it, bro.
interject. Well, I hate to interject, but Woo, he's talking to you right now. Go ahead, 40. Go ahead, talk to him.
But
I'll 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 just say this. This album is a great example of music before and after. Like you can listen to this album and you can say, oh, here's some like stuff that is currently being used today, and there's stuff way back when, and everything works. If it's not a classic, if someone was to be like, hey, this isn't a classic album, I'm like, where's this? What's the scale? What are we talking about here? you gotta show me what a classic album is. If you're talking about does Jesus have to come down and play a ditty on a guitar? Well, like what are we what are we talking about? But go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
there we have it. I'm just going to jump straight to the low point since everything's just going to be so positive today. I feel like there's a 2-song stretch that if you can get through those 2 songs, then you're going to love the album. All right. If you don't care for Barry Bonds and if you do not like drunken hot girls, you is that's just the low point of the album. If any song that I can get rid of is Big Brother, if you can replace that with Good Night, which is on the new album apparently, then I'll be okay. But to be quite honest, Drunk Hot Girls grew on me. I hated it when it first came out, but then the more I started listening to it, it's so catchy. And the breakdown that Mos Def has at the end of the song is art. It's art. So it's not much I can hate on this. Every song went crazy. The intro was perfect. It was so in the comments, y'all tell us what your favorite song from this was. Fullo. What
Sure.
you like?
Okay, so because of how good this album is, I gotta be a little bit heavier on the low points. So, yes, this is like one of those classic albums where it's like everyone has the same songs on the low lights, where it's just like, here's all the great songs, and then these are also the songs that were on the album. And for everybody, it's gonna be Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls. I'm gonna be a little bit more critical, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna be a little bit more critical, right? So since we already know those are the lowlights, I'll say this: I'd be okay without Big Brother, and I'd be okay without. This might ruffle some feathers. I think I'd be okay without Good Morning. I think I'd be okay without Good Morning. Like now, let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that, whatever. But if we're just like we're talking about peak after peak of this album. Good Morning's not like a peak. Good Morning's a good intro. To be very clear, Good Morning's a good intro. It's not like a peak of the album. No one's going back and being like, "Yo, let's play Good Morning" by Kanye West. No, it's just when you go back and listen to this album, it's like, all right, Good Morning. Oh, this is how you start this album off. It's gonna be fire. Champion was good. Gotta say though, this is me personally. The Lauryn Hill feature kind of made it. like the Lauryn Hill feature kind of made that like song for me. I can't really describe to you why, but it just flows better with her. It's Lauryn Hill, no instructions necessary. But after Good Morning and Champion, Stronger, I Wonder, Good Life, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Flashing Lights, like it's this song is like this song, but this album is one of those albums where it's just like cramming as many hits and like amazing songs into one album as possible. And then unfortunately, Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls made the cut as well. So if I had to do low lights, obviously Drunken Hot Girls, obviously Barry Bonds, and I would throw in Big Brother and again, I don't need Good Morning, but that's it. And I'm not saying Good Morning's bad. I'm never going back and listening to Good Morning by itself. So that's it.
Man, I get that because Good Morning is just it's it's just there. It feels good to lead up to what the album's about to be, and then you start off with Champion, which is I feel like is a good example of what he intended to do with this album. I was reading some places he was trying to which I glory. I feel like he said he wanted to kind of like simplify his lyrics, and he definitely did that on Champion. Um, so
The shade from the top rope was like, what's from a champion? He said, and my daddy said, when you see close your eyelids. Bars. Well, that's not playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me.
but shoot, Cheddar, what would you trash off this?
uh, low lights. I mean, I kind of similar as what y'all were saying. Like Barry Bonds would definitely be a low light for me. I feel like Lil Wayne. I mean, if I had to pick a low light, but I feel like Lil Wayne didn't really come too hard with his verse. It was a lazy Lil Wayne verse. I like Drunk and Hot Girls to some degree. Like I don't know. Like it's catchy. Like Steven said, it was catchy. Like I go ahead.
No. I say that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we're all gonna love this album. We're not gonna sit over here and cap.
No, I
We're not
mean,
gonna
don't
sit
get
over
me
here and
wrong.
cap.
I still count it as a low light. If I had to pick some low lights off this album, I still count it as a low light. But I
I
mean,
don't know what Jenna's rating system is where he's just like, no, it's definitely a low light. I like it though. It's like, oh, wait, gave me low.
basically, it's funny. Flashing Lights is a song that like I hated when it first came out, but yeah, I don't know what it was. There's something about it that I hated. I don't know what it was. That's back when it first came out. Now, I mean, like,
Man,
how can you hate
hey,
Flashing Lights?
I guess it's my
Um,
it's my flag. The flashing lights video is
it
crazy.
is.
That's probably my favorite video because went through and watched all the videos. It's probably my favorite video, but all the videos are classic videos,
Yeah.
like crazy. But flashing lights, she had him in the trunk.
You know, I'll be real with you, bro. Didn't think Cheddar would be coming with this bullshit, bro. Be real,
I'm
bro.
on my Justin shit right now. I'm on my
Bro,
40 shit right
what
now.
I'm imagining Cheddar giving Woo the CD in 2007 being like, hey man, everything up here is fire. Except for that flashing light song.
But you know, and okay, this is well, I mean, it's still probably a low light, but like everything I am, I have to be in a certain mood to listen to everything I am. Like I love the scratches on it, but the just because like he says, it's a chill beat, and just how chill the beat is, I have to be in a real certain mood for it. But other than that, it's a fire track. But I am in the mood for it. But yeah, no, yeah. Other than that, solid track. There are it's interesting, like because something I saw was like an early track list that kind of leads for it, and like it had "Good Morning" as like the intro, which is a good intro, and then following that up, it had "Homecoming" as like the very next song, which I thought was interesting having "Homecoming" like as an early song because it's like, yo, coming back home to Chicago, and then like I don't know, it feels nice as like an earlier song rather than like where it ended up much later in it, but and then he had the Glory as like the penultimate track, which I feel like having the Glory later on in the track looks like to kind of end your album or almost end your album on that one. It's interesting to think of how the album could have been if you kind of
Uh,
put
The
those two aside.
glory, the story, the chain, the polos, the nights, the grind, the empty bottles of Nolos. Yo, let's fucking go. The glory is fire.
he will appreciate
certified classic
Yeah.
song.
Hey,
But like, picture it at the end of the album. I feel like to end your album with the glory, or close to end your album with the glory, it kind of changed your perspective of the album a little bit if he came off that original track list. But I mean, it's not a low light or anything, just something to think about. I don't know, food for thought, as they say.
true, true. Hey, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Top five song all time is Good Life. All time.
Oof. Which,
All time.
listen, yo, okay, did y'all ever hear about? Because T Pain's talked about recording this track, which
Yeah,
I will say, Philip, what you were talking about before was actually something else. That was actually something else. But what you were talking about, I'll go ahead and jump in that real quick. What you were talking about was when they were recording the 808 Heartbreaks. Because when they were recording the 808 Heartbreaks, Kanye brought T Pain in as like a consultant because he was like he wanted to go with like he was really inspired by Rapper Turned Singer, which is T Pain's first album. For those of y'all that don't know, which is like an album about love songs, but with like hard beats or hard bass. So like Heartbreaks, 808. But so it was like one of the kind of inspirations for the album. But like so yeah, T Pain a consultant like and helping him like with the flow and like using the auto tune and all that kind of stuff like that. And there was a point in time where apparently whatever T Pain was doing, Kanye thought was whack. So he had everybody. He came up with a song in the studio, had everybody singing on the chorus of this song, where he freestyled a couple lyrics, which was basically like T Pain, your shit is whack, and it really hurt his feelings.
yeah.
He was pretty sad about that. But like he said, but he talked about recording Good Life, where he was like, it took 7 studio sessions to record that shit. It got to the point where like he finished up like a show, and Kanye would call him like, "Yo, hey, I need you to fly out this way," and he would fly him across the United States to come record a little bit of Good Life. And like he was like, when he got to the video, like before he got to the video shoot, the PYT, like the Michael Jackson sample, wasn't even on the track, so it was like a completely different track when he got to the video.
Because he was talking about it. He was like, when he got to the video shoot, he was like, he had never heard that version of the song, and they were just like, "Well, go ahead, bro, go do your thing."
And he was like, he literally recorded like I think it was like 5 or 6 completely different choruses for the chorus, and then like Kanye just kind of chopped up what he had and put it all like everything on the track is like chopped up and coming from different things that T Pain recorded for something else for the track. And he was like, there was like 8 different features, like John Legend is on the track, Neo's on the track, Jill Scott is on the track. And like it's like there's so much stuff that Kanye does, like producing an album in general that's just absolutely it sounds absolutely chaotic for the people working on it, but like he comes out with masterpieces, which is wild.
Man, and I'm gonna use that as an example. Everybody knows that the album review club is a if you got to be a Jeezy fan to be in this club. Let's keep it quite honest. And like can't tell me nothing. The
Yeah.
fact that he just used Jeezy's ad libs. When I first heard the song, I'm just waiting for a Jeezy
Wait, wait,
verse.
wait, wait, wait. You know the
Wait,
bad,
wait.
you
The
know the you know
whole
the
time, when you hear the ad you're just like, okay, okay, okay. Well, and then the song ends, and you're just like, wait. So the only real bars we got from Jeezy is when he's like, "I'm serious, nigga. I got money."
no, wait,
Yeah.
pull up, wait. Y'all know where that track came from though, right? Like the origins of Can't Tell Me Nothing. All right. So listen,
Oh,
what
Word.
happened was, speaking of that ad lib, because the ad lib kind of tells a lot. There's a song on the inspiration called "I Got Money" featuring Ti, right? So Kanye was supposed to be on that song. Jeezy sent him the verse. Kanye replied and was like, "Yo, hey, who produced this track?" Come to find out, it was DJ Toomp, which those of y'all don't know, DJ Toomp has produced a lot of Ti hits back in the day. So that's part of what. Yeah. Anyway, but so all of a sudden Kanye went radio silent. There was like a couple months later, Kanye sent him back. I can't tell you nothing. Can't tell me nothing. Which is basically he went with DJ Toomp. They retooled the entire beat, made Can't Tell Me Nothing. Sent it back to Jeezy. And Jeezy's like, hey man, what am I supposed to do with this? It's a completely different song. Like my album is due in 2 days. I can't use this. So then he basically cut Kanye off that track, and Kanye kept the song. And a couple months later, he came back to him and was like, "Hey yo, play them Can't Tell Me Nothing like with the full he added 2 more verses in it, kept the ad libs from the original like I Got Money track, and was like, hey, do you mind if I use this and keep your ad libs? And he's just like, hey man, sure, do your thing. And then the song became a motherfucking hit. But if you go back and listen to I Got Money, you can hear a lot of similarities between those 2 beats. Whereas like you can see how it was kind of
That's like
re
that's like a legendary story from Kanye because it's like if anybody would do that, it'd be Kanye. If anybody would do that, it'd be
wow.
Kanye.
I think
that's
think
wild.
we we're gonna make the ultimate goal that Kobe's gonna be like the Woj for the black community. He's just gonna get dropped.
Cheddar bomb coming through.
But 40, it's on you, man. What would you toss up out of this?
Well, so it was kind of hearing Cheddar talk about the set list before and after, right? Like there's songs. So one thing that messed me up on this album, like this listen, is that I just kind of internalized it as like my graduation, where it's like
Hey, hold up,
you first have to you wake up.
hold up.
What?
We ain't do no toast today. We got a toast to one, man. My fault. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
My
I'm
bad.
sorry.
cheers.
I don't drink no more. My bad. Here we go.
Everybody, whatever you pouring up with, whatever you smoking, you want to light one, we with it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Adam Sandler for that H2O.
Hey, hold up. Before we get back to you, hey, full up. If you want to cook, you want to fuck D nephew, you want to cook him, go ahead. You got a minute.
You about to say water?
No,
40,
wait,
40, go ahead.
wait, boom. Someone was about to say something. I feel like somebody was about to say something. I forget what, but
Hold
maybe
up.
not.
40, real
Before
40, 40 was like, we actually got the 40 slow lights. It just took us 30 minutes.
No, no. So I wanted to say something because I kind of like. So the lowlights are weird because one, I listened to this album as if it was a concept album of someone graduating.
Mhm.
Because when you start to hear it, at least when I was starting to hear, I was like, "Good morning." He's waking up. Then he's chanting because he's feeling great because he's kind of like going through the graduation thing, and he's talking about like how he's getting stronger. He's thinking about his future with "I wonder," talking about how good his life is. Then it goes into "Can't Tell Me Nothing" because he's now partying. He's already graduated. Then it goes into Barry Bonds where he's kind of like just bragging. And then he gets drunk. He goes out, gets drunk. Then flashing lights hits, which he's now fucked up, driving through the city. Maybe not even driving, just someone else is driving him, and he's just seeing crazy stuff. And then he has his like, what is it, post-drunk regrets, where he's doing everything I am. And he's just kind of like thinking about it. Then he goes to the glory because he feels better again. But the thing is when Chetta said that the track lists were different before, I'm like, I wonder if that would have made
I
more
wonder.
sense prior to. Yeah, it's not like so going to the lowlights, right? Drunken Hot Girls was a lowlight when I was younger because I just didn't really like it. Went on too long. It kept going. It was like, all right, I get it. Because it's what, 5 minutes? It's a 5 minute song. Like
Mhm.
it takes a long time to get there. And most Def's part at the end's dope. The ending is great. The beginning kind of sets the mood, but then it just keeps going. You're like, all right, we got chill. Barry Bonds, I just don't like. I like the beat. I like the way Kanye produced. I like the way that Kanye kind of starts it off. I'm like, okay, this is about to be something. I don't really care about Lil Wayne's part. I don't really care about the song in general. And I think the problem is the lowlights for this album would be pretty good or above average songs for anyone else. You throw this on something else and people will be like, you know what? I'm not that mad. But there's so many good songs on here that like you almost just start like you can really skip through some of these. I like Big Brother, but you can only listen to it once. Like you can listen to it once, and then if you're going and listen to this album again on repeat, you're gonna skip Big Brother because you just want to hear about Kanye going like, "Man, I was doing this, and then I was jealous of you, Jay-Z. I'm so sad." It's like also Good Night. I didn't like after a while. Go ahead, go ahead.
This isn't a real flag. I just don't really like Jay Z, so I fully agree with that statement. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to
Woo!
interject that. I don't care too much about Jay Z
Whoa!
in general. So like hearing Big Brother is like I can hear it too. I'll listen to it a couple times because it's like I don't really care about Jay Z whether you're praising him or getting mad about him ripping off a Coldplay song. Like I don't really care either way. So I go listen to it. It's interesting, but then it's like loses steam real quick. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh
I
yeah. So like,
but that's a heavy statement to say out loud.
I
Tell me.
mean,
Oh, look, 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 look,
he's
look,
been
look.
on
We're not
a
gonna
date
do this. Wait,
long
wait.
strike
We're
right
not
now.
gonna do this. We're not 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 gonna act like woo. We're not gonna act like me and you had not said the same thing about Jay Z.
Yes,
However, comma. The thing with Jay Z is that like, and it's not about Jay Z. The thing about Jay Z is that like,
Biggs brother.
if we were to go back and like pull up the blueprint, you'd be like, okay, this shit crazy. If we were to do
I like the
reasonable
Blueprint 3.
doubt, I'm saying if we were to do reasonable doubt, the shit crazy. Because like the way we're talking about Jay-Z right now is the way Wu was talking about Nas a couple weeks ago, where it's just like, but he had a down period for a couple years. You gotta go back and listen when he was on top. You listen when he was on top, it was different. Like everything was different. So I feel what you're saying. I'm in agreement. You just can't say it so hard. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's just like I know what you're saying. It's like when I say, man, I don't think Jordan's the goat. I gotta have a comma after that sentence. I can't be like, I don't think Jordan's the GOAT and then put a period. I gotta be like, oh, and here's the reason why. It can't be like, I don't think Jay-Z's that good. Can't be a period. This is like,
But I'll say, so long story short, I think one of my lowlights, just jumping back to it, I think it's Goodnight. Because I listened to the whole album before Goodnight was ever a part of it. Because even in the CD that I had bought years ago, the only tracks that they showcase, I'm not sure if it's going to show up in the light or whatnot. I'm not sure if you can even see it, but it goes 13 tracks. It's only 13. So Goodnight was never on it. So when I heard it the last time, I'm like, oh, this is weird. It's weird hearing like an album that is considered a classic, and it's a classic, and it's one that you love, and they just like, we're going to throw an extra song on there. It's kind of weird. That's probably how people felt when we were reviewing 2 Chainz. If people were just like, no, we're talking about the mixtape, not the actual anniversary. But we're like, anyways. But like, here's the problem, right? People don't like Barry Bonds. People don't like Drunken Hot Girls. There's some parts, the way he produced these songs, I like. There's parts where it breaks down in Barry Bonds that just I really like. I think Kanye was so sporadic with almost every song. It felt like he sampled like 150 things per song. Like there's so many different drum beats, so many different things. It's like, God. So even when I don't really care for a song, I think Homecoming might be the one I don't care about. That might be it. Because I don't remember it.
Really?
Like I just because I remember the Glory, and I'm like, man, the Glory's always good. And then Homecoming, because it's like I'm coming home again, right? But I'm just like, it's probably because it comes really close after Big Brother, which I'm ready to skip Big Brother. So I might just innately be like, I've heard Big Brother like 150 times. I'm good. I don't want to do it anymore. And so Homecoming comes in. I'm like, okay, now I gotta get ready to skip.
It does come
This is
before Big
spot
Brother.
no. Look,
before big.
we're behind schedule on this review because we took too long with the low lights. However, not gonna do this because we don't need to do like a long thing about highlights because we feel like this is a classic for the most part. You're not gonna sit over here and act like Homecoming is not fire. He's writing a love story to Chicago. I met this girl when I was 3 years old. That's a common reference. Who's also from Chicago from the '90s. I forgot. He don't know that. Not, you know what? I'm speaking a different language.
Hear me out.
I'm speaking a different language. He don't understand what the fuck I'm talking
Man,
about.
chill.
This language.
He got the CD, man. Chill.
Bro,
No. Hear me out.
wait. My name is Wendy, and I like to blow trees.
Wendy's?
Yes.
Yo, what are we talking about here?
If you don't know by now, I'm talking about Chi-Town.
You guys explain yourself.
Going home
Explain yourself.
again.
The floor is yours.
Yo,
Corey.
wait.
Explain
Oh,
yourself.
little known fact. They actually recorded this song in Abbey Road down in London, and they use the same microphones that the Beatles use. And no.
Uh,
Actually, you know what? You know what tripped me out though? Originally, John Legend was on this song, and he took John Legend off and put Chris Martin.
That
Interesting.
that might be.
Very interesting.
What he like?
That checks out. That checks
Huh?
out.
What
What's wrong with that?
he like on tour with them at that time or something like
He
that?
was touring with U2. Yeah, he was touring with, which apparently influenced his album a lot. Because originally there were skits on here
Yeah.
too, which he was like, I want to make like a rock kind of album where I can pack stadiums and do this. So he cut the track list down to about like 14. Because if you notice, but like whatever album was for this, Dropout, right, was like 18, 19, 21, or 21, 22 tracks,
No,
something like that.
late registration, because
Late
they
registration, right? It was
Gold
like
Digger, they
21
had all
tracks,
the
21
Which
before that.
was also long as hell.
Right, so he decided to cut down on the tracks, cut down on the features a little bit, cut out the skits, which is why there's no skits on here. Which, side note, in case anybody didn't know, those skits weren't Bernie Mac, they were D. Ray Davis. In case anybody didn't know, but
um,
he cut down on those as well and decided because he wanted to pack stages. It all came from touring with YouTube. But anyway, I digress.
yeah. I think I just don't like Chris Martin. That might be the beef with Homecoming, is that I get tired of hearing Chris Martin's voice, and that might be just it. Because to Fulo's point, Kanye said bars like as you were saying stuff. I'm like, yeah, I remember. I can remember the exact placement of where he said it. Your Honor, I know when he said it. I know what beat. I know when the beat drops. I know everything. But I really like every time it goes into like Chris Martin singing, I'm just like, all right, man, I'm good. Because I just don't like. I'm not. I don't. Anyways, but other than that, like that's like me having to pick something out. That's like saying like, man, it's like a 7 out of 10 for me, right? Where it's like it's still good, still better than a lot of other people's stuff. It's just for me personally, it's like a 7 out of 10, meaning I could do without it, but I would still not have a problem with it. But yeah, Barry Bonds was probably the least one because Barry Bonds doesn't do anything. I think Can't Tell Me Nothing's so good that Barry Bonds doesn't even need to be on it because it kind of gets you like the same feeling of like just kind of like swagged out kind of shit. Like I don't know, man. Like it's just, I mean, Barry Bonds works to a certain extent, but like, anyways, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. So I was thinking instead of doing like straight up highlights, because I feel like we're gonna be all saying like a lot of the same things. So everyone just want to say like their top three tracks from
I would
the
say top one.
top one.
I'd say top one. Let's do
Well,
top one.
well, early on, I had I was like, well, since we already know we're gonna put this down as a classic, because 40 called me out on, it, I was like, let's just go to the low lights and see what we can do with that. So that's why we here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I say we do the one. What's the
The
one? What's the one?
one though.
You
Yeah.
gotta burn the rest
All
of
right,
the
Cole.
album. What's the one?
I just want to throw out there that if you would have put the actual remix for "Can't Tell Me Nothing" up there as the original song, that jump would just went crazy. Like it would have went crazy because Jeezy was talking on that jump.
Yeah.
Grand piano might learn how to play. Paid $100 just to walk past it every day. You know, I like the keys on it.
Justin, you
I
know
never
enough about that,
touched the
Justin.
black ones. Keys that
You got kind of cold
All right,
no.
so
Uh,
Lou, would that be your? Are you just Can't Tell Me Nothing your
on the
favorite?
snowman.
What's your favorite, homie?
uh, good life,
Number one.
Good Life?
good life,
Is it
I feel
better
like
than the
they
life
just carry
I
the
live
album.
in a town of
good life.
going
Number good
crazy?
life or whatever, whatever's the last. Big brother.
Okay, wait. I'm not gonna crap on it. I get it, but like, Good Life's probably like fourth for me. But we're only
Really?
doing number one. So like, for me, it's the glory. The glory is just like the glory is like this like it's this song where it's like this crowning achievement that he's finished off the college dropout series and he's like, you like niggas have no idea what I'm about to start dropping in the next 5 to 6 to 7 years. Like it was like I'm sending off the college dropout series with the glory where he was just talking his shit. But he's just like, nigga, I remember like niggas used to roast me because they like them niggas was dressed like thugs and I was out here wearing polos, blah blah. Like this nigga like starts talking and walking on that song. And he was like, at the Grammys, I went ultra Travolta. Like nigga, he could start cooking on that album, and on that song. And it's just like the glory is just like this crowning like just moment in the album where it's just like, yeah, he's probably untouchable for like the next couple of years, and he was like when I think about like the other songs off this album, they were great songs in the moment, and they're still great songs now, like "Flashing Lights," "Can't Tell Me Nothing," all great songs. But the "Glory" is one of those things where it's just like that's the only song up here where it's like it's prophetic. Like, yeah, what he's describing that he's gonna become on this album, what he's gonna become in the future that's what he became, and it kind of starts with like a song like "The Glory." It's either there's two songs in Kanye's discography before, starting here and before that. If you look at it, you're just like, all right, so which ones like kind of said what he was gonna become? It's either this or "Touch the Sky," where he's just like, no, I'm telling y'all, I'm really about to be like that. I'm about to be like that so much that I'm gonna put Lupe Fiasco on, and Lupe Fiasco can't make no albums. I'm gonna leave it there.
Hey, but that was a Lupe did a great verse though. You can't take that away from him. You can't take that from him. Don't take it from him.
Listen.
So
I don't like the retrend thing, so I'll take those two out as options. Those are those two definitely solid top picks. I'd maybe say stronger in that case, just because I feel like, well, first of all, I'd have to say Good Life carried the album. I feel like kind of sort of in terms of big push for that. I feel like Good Life carried it, but like I feel like Stronger was another big anthem off of that, like making the people that he made fall in love with like a techno track and having Daft Punk being on there and then coming out with the shades at around the same time to go with that too. Like
So
it was a whole nother.
I gotta say this. So I was listening to Stronger during my run today. So like every time we do one of these reviews, I do my runs on Sunday, like my long runs, and I'll play whatever album that we're reviewing. I'll just play it at length, like just play it straight through on the run. I Stronger is one of those songs that in my mind was good but not great. Some reason, man, like and this is very specific, the
Yeah,
production of that song and
yeah,
how that song ended, like the last minute, where he's not even rapping, it's just the production.
yep.
I was like, oh, this shit's
so
fire. It's
it,
fire.
is it safe to say that Stronger is like the overall like popish mainstream hit, and Good Life will be for the streets?
Uh,
I don't know if I
wouldn't
can
be
say for the
canceling
No,
streets.
nothing.
I feel like Stronger was like. I feel like we're thinking that because of how the singles were rolled out, and Stronger was just so fucking big. Like Stronger was so big, I didn't know it was on Graduation until I went back and listened to it. Like Stronger, I thought Stronger was like almost a damn independent record. That thing took over the world. And I don't know if it was mainstream technically because it's like there weren't a lot of rappers making techno songs. So it was just like
But
it's just one of those.
it went diamond.
No, I don't. Just because you sell out, I don't mean it's mainstream. It's like that was his sound, the way he wanted it to sound. It just blew up, and he had fucking glasses on the videos. Like, come on
Well,
now, cook it.
well, he benefited from like multiple things. One was that Stronger sampled Daft Punk, which people in like the techno community already knew about Daft Punk. The video was crazy, and it was literally the video was based off of Akira, one of the legendary
Uh,
animes.
yeah,
And it's like a one for one retake of one of the best parts in Akira. And it's one of those things where like it's kind of like how like Outkast when they had Hey Ya, and that one, like, even if people never heard of Outkast, and it's kind of crazy because there was like Miss Jackson and all the other stuff before that. Hey Ya is one that, like, it doesn't matter if who you are,
you know,
you probably have heard it unless you were born like just recently. Like if you were 10 and under, you might not have heard of it, but that's about it. And so Stronger is like, yes, Stronger took off. They had Daft Punk on it, and he used that's one of the things that Kanye started to do even more often because after this was Dark Twisted Fantasy, right? And he
808.
sampled King Crimson's what was it 21st Century Schizoid Man. So it's one of those things where he's starting to like really, and Kanye's so crazy with it. He makes those songs become his song. Like he just absorbs them into his discography, and you're just like, well, I mean, now it's Kanye. Like you hear it, it's like, oh man, isn't that what Kanye did? It's crazy.
So
Hey, hey,
your top.
Rule. Rule, real quick. I'd say maybe Stronger was a much bigger hit at the time, but I feel like Good Life has had more longevity. I feel like that's kind of been a more quote unquote revisited classic versus Stronger.
Not
People
only
don't
that, but it's also because of who T Pain became, like and his like status to the culture,
yeah.
like because you have those two on this. It's like I don't think we got a lot of T Pain Kanye songs, so it's
Not
like this being the
that
best
great.
one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this being the best one is kind of just like this definitely has more staying power than Stronger because no one plays Stronger anymore, which is fine.
Yeah,
But like Good Life still like people go the fuck up for it,
yeah.
all that shit. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
So what's your number one 40?
Oh yeah.
Hey, well, I'm gonna say everything I am is my favorite. I love the way, I don't know what it is. Kanye, when he does these, like, it feels kind of like like on the cusp of being gospel. Kanye just like feels like he just gets like that real, like Good Life has that kind of vibe where it just has like this. There's so much soul in some of the songs that he puts out, and they don't, like, I don't know. I love everything I am. It just the way he samples, like, I don't even know who he puts on there, but just like the
DJ
vocals in the
Premier.
background, just kind
Oh,
of keeping you what?
I was gonna say DJ Premier with the scratches.
No, no, no. No, the if you listen to the background of Everything I Am, where there's like the girl's like, "Hey, baby," like that part, and he has it on loop.
Oh, sing,
The way he just does it, he just
sing
what's
that.
up?
Sing that again.
I can't hit those notes, man. I'm not gonna do disrespect. Like to me, if I do that, the song's not gonna be as good. I promise. But no, man. Like I love when Kanye does stuff like that. He did that on My Way Home with something Gil Scott Heron. He just like he always finds these like songs that he can just loop in the background. When he did the diss track to Drake, because it was supposed to be a Drake song, but then he just did Poopity Scoop instead. That was he just like finds these like cut classic and just goes and puts them on it. So Everything I Am is one of my favorites.
Hey, before we pass off the roof for the ratings, I gotta say one quick thing. 40, it feels like it feels like when it comes to hip hop, I think I know like I'm not gonna say any of the producers I'm thinking of. There are certain producers that I can just like drop off in front of you and you'd be like, oh my god, they're so amazing because they reference old track. There's a couple producers out right now where it's like the way they produce, I don't even know if you would care if the song was good or not. Like you'd be like, well, he found a sample from a French band from the 1960s. Like shoot.
Yeah.
And the problem, and it's not really an issue, but it's like there's a couple producers that do that really well. So Dillinger, he's affiliated with Conway the Machine and Griselda, but Dillinger kind of produces kind of like Alchemist, and Dillinger, a lot of Dillinger beats are kind of like, yo, where did you find this sample? This is from a gospel choir in 1971. They made one take of this. This is like shit. But nah, go ahead, bro. Rating time, baby. Rating time.
Well, y'all already know what I'm gonna give it since 40 called me out on a classic A+. This how you do it. This is how you do it. I'm gonna stand on mine like we supposed to. A+ album from me. Graduation. Kanye West. That's my rating.
I'll be honest with you, man. I thought you were gonna pull a Kofi, bro, but you know what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and get to it. My rating, it's an A, not an A plus. And here's the only reason: because this album's so good. You gotta dock points for Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls. You have to, like, here's how bad those songs are. Those songs are so bad that I deleted them off my track list for this album like a decade ago. I forgot they were up there until we decided to do this album. And I was like, oh no, this it doesn't ruin the album. Man, this makes this album way different than the way I like to consume it. The way I like to consume this album is Can't Tell Me Nothing directly into Flashing Lights. We're talking boom, boom. Unfortunately, when I had to listen to the whole album, it was Can't Tell Me Nothing, Barry Bonds, Talking Hot Girls, and I was like, oh man, this is tough. It's tough to get through. So I give it like a 95, which is still an A. It's just I gotta dock points, bro. I gotta be fair. Same thing we said with Drake, where I gotta be fair. Where it's like I gotta look at your album, where it's like this is what this album could have been if you had snip one or two songs. Unfortunately for Graduation, it's exactly the one or two songs. You take those two songs out, this is 100. This is a perfect album without those songs. I was ready to give Graduation a 10 out of 10 until I remembered that Drunken Hot Girls was up here and I was like, I can't do it. But yeah, so A, classic album, fantastic. The peaks are the peaks. The glory. Can't tell me nothing. Flashing Lights is a legendary beat. Like certain hip hop artists have certain beats in their discography where it's like everyone will always know these like beats. Mobb Deep has Shook Ones. Every time someone hears Shook Ones, they know exactly what songs that's playing. Flashing Lights is one of those. I remember Flashing Lights was so good, I forgot that it was a Kanye West song. I was like, who was it? What artist went to his lab and made this beat? He's like, it's Kanye West. It's on you, Cheddar.
Um, yeah, I mean, because of like Barry Bonds, Big Brother, um, maybe even Good Night. Everything I am, I gotta be in the mood for. Like I said, because of things like that, I'm gonna have to give this a solid beat. No, I'm playing. No, no, it's an A. Yeah, it's I'd actually know. I'd go ahead and give it an A plus. Honestly, like even from the minute I think it was the first or second track started playing, like from my first like re-listen or whatever, I was like, oh wait, yeah, no, okay, solid A plus. Everything came back almost at once. It was hitting by a bus. I was like, oh yeah, no, I remember this album. I remember these songs. Everything. This was on here. This was on here. This was on here. Yeah, no, A plus. but
All right, 40 make because we
Uh,
know you like to talk.
no, it's A plus. I like that's the long and the short of it. There's nothing on like you can take points off of.
yeah,
I shouldn't say it like that. You can
yeah,
you can find reasons to see this album and go like, oh man, this song didn't hit as good as this one, or this one wasn't. But honestly, there's some songs on here that are so good that they lift up and elevate everything else. And I see this album as more like a concept album where like everything needs to go together. It's just good. Like even like look, we have some like some hang-ups with Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls. But
here's another hit. Barry
production wise,
Bonds.
this is master levels of production ability. Like this, like the way that those songs, if you were to just take out the vocals and everything else and just like watch, if you got to watch a behind the scenes of how Kanye put this album together in each song and which samples he was using, I think that everyone would be like mind blown because the complexity, the fact that he's taking stuff from like different genres and just going like, you know what, they might work together, and then they come in, it's just like a delicious sandwich when you're just like, why did you throw honey with ham? I didn't think it was going to work, but now, oh, it's delicious. Never mind. Throw some ranch on it too. I didn't think that was going to work, Kanye, but I guess this is delicious now. Whatever. It's just that's what I feel. It's an A plus, man. This is crazy. This album's crazy.
Hey,
Oh,
like 40 Kanye made a sandwich on this one.
hell yeah. he put all the man. But nah. Also, side note, I want to shout out this. We don't talk about it. And I've said this
Album cover
before.
art.
Album cover art, everything. The way in which
And
the inside of the albums, just the simplistic, like just track listings, the way he does everything. We don't normally talk about it, and I think that we should because a lot of these classic albums do have classic album covers. Talk about Illmatic, talk about 36 Chambers. You can go and pull up a lot of like classic albums, and you can see those cover arts and just go, "Yep, I know it." But no,
I
Kanye
mean,
was
but
crazy.
hold on. But it's like 36 chambers. Never mind. Go ahead, Will.
Hey, so it looks like we got 3 A pluses and an A. We was 1 A plus away from looking like Jennifer's Zoo report card.
Oh,
whoa,
woo,
first and last name. Whoa.
woo, call out.
But nah, so hey, that's a classic in the club, man. So
That's how we do it, Kanye.
that's how we do it, Kanye. This
Kanye.
week coming up it's full Lowe's week, but of course, before we get back to whoa,
Oh
Whoa.
yeah, wait a second. Yeah, Fullo, you do have something you have to say, don't you?
What you got?
An
What
apology to
y'all
the
doing?
to the King of the South. Don't you have something to address about the King of the South?
So here's the deal. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say this. While I stand by my comment of Ti being clearly, like not even debatably third or fourth behind Jeezy and Gucci, I will
Yeah.
say I wasn't familiar with this game, bro. I forgot parts of this game. You know what I'm saying? It's like when niggas go back and they look at the '90s. It's like, man, Charles Barkley won an MVP. It's kind of like that, where it's like Ti did have a little bit of a run. I saw it after. Let me be very clear. I'm
Oh,
gonna make sure my comments are concise. He had a little bit of a run after trap music, where I don't think I gave him credit for. I will give him credit for it now.
thank
A
you.
little bit surprised, and let's be real. This shit still not like what y'all talking about.
That's
But it's
fair.
not as bad as I was making it seem. So
I'll
there we
accept
go.
that.
Mm.
My bad, Ti. You know what I'm saying? My bad to his son. Because, he might pull up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, put the Glock down, Jerome. But, it's just
Wait. For what it's
like.
worth, I'll give what's his name? The money some credit. The money doing the thing out there in the music game. I'll give the money the credit. The other sons, I got nothing to say
Oh,
about them.
yeah, that he's actually supremely talented.
The
No
money the money
disrespect.
doing this thing. I'll give him that.
He's actually
But like
very talented.
and to give you credit as well, I'll say I probably overhyped Ti, whereas you underhyped Ti. So we'll meet somewhere in the middle
Okay,
and
well,
call it fair game.
okay. See, you know what I'm
We'll
saying? There we go. See,
call it fair
that's
game.
real black. That's how black men really take care of
Handshake
business,
emoji.
right?
Yeah.
Justin wouldn't know nothing
Hey,
about
hold
that because
on, hold on. Let's give him a chance. He still has to apologize for the madness that he caused last week.
Oh, wait,
the
what?
what?
For the madness he caused last week. Go ahead and apologize, sir.
It's too much. It's too. We're just gonna scratch that. We're gonna throw it to the board. We're gonna be like, hey man, everybody got a bad week. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Justin. Here's what happened last week, Justin. We're gonna keep it real simple. So it's not so much what you did. It's what you didn't do. So I'll give you a football analogy so you understand what I mean. It wasn't that you fumbled the ball. It's that you went 0 for 13 and we were throwing you the ball 13 times. We threw you the ball 13 times and you came away with no catches in the game. And then there was one where you like bobbled it. And we were just like, oh, is he gonna catch it? And then you dropped that one too. So it was just like that was the whole lot. But hey, look, man, we learn from our mistakes. We grow from our mistakes. All
Hey,
right, Jerry Rice had a bad game.
hey, man, I just gotta say something, man. Do you realize that I'm a champion in their eyes? Whatever. And you know what? Another thing. I'm gonna give you another Kanye. You can't tell me nothing, man. Can't tell me nothing. I don't give a. I don't care. I represent the Packers all day, every day. I got this. I got that. I got represent Japan sometimes, once in a while, perhaps, maybe not as much. You can't look. It don't matter.
So
You
what we
can't
doing next week?
contain me.
So full of what we on next week?
All right, bro. We're gonna switch this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing a lot of hip hop albums. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Woo, we're hip hop boys. We're boys from the south, and so it's like it's normal for us to want to do like Southern classics. Hip hop. However, switching it up a little bit, I'm suggesting an R&B album. I'm bringing an R&B album to the plate. My
Okay.
bad. Hey, everybody, look at 40. He's gonna get real uncomfortable, right? Because it's okay, but it's okay for him to get uncomfortable because you know what I'm saying. He ain't got nobody that love him. So it all checks out. You know what I'm saying? I can't bring no rhythm and blues love album to him and him be receptive
Rhythm and
to it. I don't
gangster.
give a fuck about that. Here's the album that we're doing. I went back and forth on this for a minute, right? However, if we're talking about personal classics, like personal A plus, like I feel like someone took the and maximized the amount of songs they had. I do Ari Lennox, bro. Ari Lennox, Shea Butter Baby, bro. That's what we're gonna do. We gotta go back through our homegirl. So it was between. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of peek behind the curtain. It was between either this and Controlled by SZA. And what set the difference for me was I went back and I actually listened to both, and I was like, as far as R&B goes, Control solid, but as far as R&B goes. Shea Butter Baby is a better R&B album than Control. Control is a better album overall. Shea Butter Baby is a better R&B album. So Ari Lennox, you know what I'm saying, signed to Dreamville. Guess what? Everyone gonna be listening to a
Wow.
J. Cole feature. I know where everyone's gonna say, "But we
Wow.
thought you hated J. Cole." I don't hate J. Cole. Where is this rumor even get started? I don't hate J. Cole. I think he's mid. However, surprise, surprise, on this album, he does drop a really, really solid verse. We're gonna get into that next week, but that's what's on the docket, man. Shea Butter Baby, Ari Lennox. We're gonna go through this. She's not even NC's own. She's Maryland's own. But a little bit of backstory about Fu. Fu not from North Carolina. Fu from DC, Maryland. See, I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Peek behind the curtain. It was me all along. So we're doing
Hey,
Maryland's own Ari
Okay,
Lennox.
Wally.
question: How can you be from both?
See, here's the deal. So what you don't understand, my bad, because he's always
Come
been
on.
from North Carolina. What he don't understand is that from time to time, Woo,
'Kay, I know it's DMV, but it's DMV.
from time to time, people can move. It's called migrants. I migrated to North
So
Carolina.
where you
So like,
where
while
you
that's
from?
still my
You said
state,
DC, Maryland. You said DC, Maryland. You gotta choose
DC, because DC not a state, bro.
might as
DC is just the
well be.
okay. First of all, know it. Might as well not be. No. Either way, we're not going through the legislation of the history of the United States. All I'm saying is we're doing an R&B album next week, switching it up. We're doing Ari Lennox. Hey, quick thing, Kofi, 40. You guys ever heard this album before?
I don't listen
I've
to
heard
R&B.
tracks.
Hold on, go ahead, Cheddar, you first.
I've heard tracks like "Shea Butter Babies" is on. It was on my playlist heavy rotation for like the title.
Right.
The title track is on my playlist
That
for
that
like.
basically is Cheddar saying he used to fuck to it. Respect. All right, now 40. The
Um,
thing about you though, go ahead.
I
What's
look. I don't listen to
wrong?
R&B. I don't like R&B.
Why not?
I don't. I put in the
Where's
same
the
category I
disconnect?
put country music. I don't. It doesn't work for me.
What's the disconnect? Tell me why you don't like it.
When I can predict music, it gets boring, and because of like the way in which you have to make those songs, after a
Mm.
while things feel predictable. And that's me from someone who doesn't listen. So I could be completely wrong.
Uh,
I'm just saying that I don't
oh,
listen to
cause I was
music.
about to ask you, did you predict that Gorillaz album review was going to turn out the way that
I already knew. I already know my music
did
choices
you
ain't gonna be the
predict that
same.
that album was going to go downhill like it did?
Yeah, to be honest with you, any album I recommend has the propensity because of way like the way I can like an album versus the way that most people are just gonna be like, why
Hold
do
on,
you
I think I
what are you
can
talking
set you up for success with this album, and then we'll pass off to Wu to close this out. What if I told you that Ari Lennox was underground? What if I told you that
Yeah, that
Ari
doesn't.
Lennox? Whoa, 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 whoa,
It,
whoa,
it,
whoa, let me finish. Let me set it up. Well, you already trying to knock down the pins, bro. Let me set it up. What if I told you that she was underground? What if I told you that like she was snubbed for a Grammy? She was snubbed for multiple awards. What if I told you that she does have classic soul beats and all this other stuff? See, that's the problem. See, you be trying to play these fucking cards like, oh man, Kanye be referencing Gil Scott Heron and you said that's you, that's not me.
but
So when you
like
have
the
an
thing
R&B
is that
artist come through, we have an R&B artist come through and
like
playing these classic soul beats. What's the problem, 40?
first here's a flag, right? Your main point is saying that I prefer underground artists, which is a weird because I don't actively like. There's like underground artists, like underground hip hop artists, generally do the lyrical, spiritual, miracle stuff. So I'm never really like, yo, let me go and listen to like Doctor Octagon or Aesop or whatever. Like there's some underground hip hop artists that I'm like, I just can't. There's not even Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Like I like Deltron, and that's from like one album. That's it. Del the Funky Homo Sapien is really tough to listen to because he's talking about some stuff I don't care about, like
He's
peanut butter or whatever. I like this
trash.
weird
That's
stuff,
why.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, pretty
trash.
much. Like there's like,
That's what
and
it
then there's a
is.
level of like when guys are like JPEG Mafia was underground until he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Tyler the Creator was underground until he wasn't. Shit, Kendrick was. So like, there's people that like even MF Doom. No one really messed with MF Doom until like people were just like, hey, MF Doom exists, and then he became more popular as the time progressed. So I'm just like, it's not underground. It's just I like hearing shit I don't normally hear. I love Frank
Oh, like
Zappa.
R&B. So we're already off to a good start. So you don't listen
I
to
thought
R&B, so we're already off
JID.
to.
I'll
You
say
know
this.
what?
I'll say this.
In
JID is
that
on the
case,
track
40.
list.
In that case, 40. I can't wait to hear your opinion. You just, hey, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. What did he just say? He said, "I like to hear shit that I don't normally hear."
You know what?
Well,
That's
what's the
true.
last R&B album? What's the last R&B album you listened to? Robin Thicke, huh? Justin
Uh,
Timberlake.
nah, R. Kelly. Edwin
Hey,
Tilton, man.
Hey
Yeah.
yo,
Get us out of here, bro.
whoa.
Woo, let
I'm
us
sorry.
out. Let us out of here.
Ignition was dope. Ignition, even when he was with the Isley Brothers, I like he always whenever he came in and just did like a feature, I was like, okay. Then I like the
Also,
I
his
don't
name
know,
is
but then like
Ron.
but yeah, it's like there's also the weird cutoff for me where I don't even know where you go from. I don't know. There's a whole bunch. R&B is just not a topic I'm really like well versed in. It's just because there's songs that I hear when it's like real about like love and like like I love you so much and whatever. I'm just like, dude, I'm good. I
Somebody
can't sit here for six
get Justin.
minutes.
Somebody get 40 a hug. Well, but I'm interested to see what you say next week after
See,
listening
that's
to
the
this, man.
problem. Where I just introduced an album to him called Shea Butter Baby. He don't even know what it smelled like. He don't even know what shea butter smell like. He out of his depths right now.
Yeah,
It should.
this is
I
gonna be
mean,
a tough one.
I should have named it Arm and Hammer ball sweat deodorant. He would have been like,
It's
"Oh,
going.
now that I'm familiar with that." Shea Butter
This,
Baby. Here's how you listen to this album. 40. Here's how you listen to this album. Right. First of all, you're gonna light some candles. Right. You're gonna pick up the sticks, and then you're gonna hear a saxophone and a horn in the first track, Chicago Boy. And then you just sit back and you let the music envelop you. That's what you do, right? The same way you listen to Homecoming or some of these other Kanye gospel tracks. So here's the deal: I've known the album that I was going to suggest the whole lot. So I've been peeping what you've been saying. Man, I love these old Negro spirituals, and I love the old gospel songs and blah blah. Great, fantastic, because you about to get a couple of them in your face, and then we're gonna see what you think, bro.
So this week coming up.
you're a trip, man. You're just a trip, man. I wish I brought some alcohol. I needed it for this one. This one, I'm gonna need it for this.
So
I ain't gonna. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
so 40, go ahead and light your candles. And this week coming up, Shea Butter Baby.
That's it, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Thank you,
Pretty
everybody, tuning
natural.
in.
Pretty
Everybody
natural.
who's going to watch this on replay. Everybody who's going to watch this on YouTube. Keep it coming. We appreciate the support. Aha.
Hey, straight loud entertainment on YouTube. That's where it's gonna be at. All right,
You
y'all.
guys get to find out if 40 can listen to black people music that's not Wu Tang.
I'm gonna find out too. I'm gonna be tuned in on this one. Shit.
Hey,
Hey,
so
good.
This is
like always, 40, you out.